Alright, folks. So, we conclude another episode of Monday Night Raw. Yeah! Just a little less than 3 weeks into WrestleMania 31. And tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And, not a good episode. I mean, you had your couple of decent to good spots in the show, but the rest was kind of forgetful in some sort of way, really. But anywho, kicked off Monday Night Raw, the Authority already in the ring. Out comes got a new promo, and you know you want about Randy Orton, but tonight was all about Randy Orton because he was like the lone focal entertaining point about tonight. The rest was just, but anywho, Randy Orton cut a very good promo. You know, he cut a promo talking about how, you know, he's basically making fun of Kane, says that he was the devil's favorite, he was the, devil's favorite demon, now it's the devil's favorite dumbass, calling the Big Show worthless, Jamie Noble, he can't get on the rides at Disneyland, don't worry, my 6-year-old daughter, can relate to the shit little, plug to his daughter, Atlanta Orton. You know, basically just looked at Jerry Mercury like whatever, and then he talked about Seth Rollins, basically saying that he's going to make Seth Rollins his bitch, and then he was supposedly kidding, and they're all a family, and yeah, it's best for business. That was 15 minutes of it, folks. So basically, long story short, so then we kick off the Monday Night Raw with a match between Daniel Bryan versus Bad News Barrett. And guys, in the last month alone on television, Bad News Barrett is 0-4. Is he at 4-0 or 0-4? No, he's 0-4. Way to make your champion look strong. Anyways, it was a decent match between Bryan versus Bad News Barrett. It was a decent match, okay. Bryan gets a victory after hitting the running kick out of nowhere. R-Truth once again was on commentary. And, it's kind of sad though because, obviously a year ago Daniel Bryan's getting this massive push. He beats Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista in the same night to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And now he's in the opening match where the announcers are just screwing off, basically. Not literally, thank God. But, they're just fooling around, talking about jokes, and they barely care about the match in the ring. It's just kind of sad. But anyways, so Bryan gets the victory. Then, out of nowhere, Barrett comes out with the bull hammer. He's still without his Intercontinental Championship because Stardust apparently stole it on SmackDown. Bad News Barrett about to go to the stage, the ramp. And out comes the Joker's long-lost son, that's right, the greasy hair son of a bitch, Titty Master, who is now officially, thanks to his girlfriend announcing it on dirt sheet sites, Mr. Renee Young, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, comes out, knocks Bad News Barrett down, and now we have a match. Dean Ambrose versus Stardust. The match itself was kind of, not that long, relatively short. Ambrose gets the victory after hitting the Dirty Deeds. He picks up the Intercontinental Championship that Stardust brought to the ring, and then, then we have the hardcore title all over again, basically. Bad News Barrett comes and attacks him from behind, and then out comes Daniel Bryan, out comes Luke Harper, out comes Dolph Ziggler, and then chaos is just happening in the ring, and quietly, R-Truth, who's still on commentary, folks, grabs the Intercontinental Championship, puts it in a bag. Bad News Barrett's like, I see you, give me back my Intercontinental Championship. R-Truth gives it back to Bad News Barrett. Bad News Barrett goes in the crowd. He's about to whip out the Intercontinental Championship. It's kind of like a toy, the old Jax, belt basically. And R-Truth leaves with the IC Championship. Not racist at all, a black man stealing things. But okay, remember guys, crime time was over as hell when they did this thing. I mean, the whole thing with the IC title, at least they're showing, I guess, somewhat of an effort for building it up, It's going to be a complete cluster, a ladder match, but it still could be an interesting / good, entertaining IC title match, so we'll see. And then we get an announcement that Connor the Crusher, for all you don't know, he's the kid that had cancer. I forget what his age was. I think he was like 7 or 8. He was obviously young. He was the one that, was a big fan of Daniel Bryan's. He passed away. I believe, in April of last year, and he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and he'll be the first one to win the Warrior award, which, I think WWE did the right thing there. I mean, obviously, he had a heartfelt story. The dying kid, he got his wish. He got to meet all his favorite superstars and divas, I guess, with 12-year-old Miss April Brooks. But, it's good to see that WWE made the right move. So, good for WWE. Next we had, oh boy, oh god, this video package of Roman Reigns and baby girl, my call face to the face. I don't care what anyone says. I could give a rat's ass about this video package. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, what was so bad about it?" It's Roman Reigns. I don't give a damn about Roman Reigns. I don't give a damn about the main event at WrestleMania. Okay? I said it on Twitter. Link will be down in the description box in case you still haven't followed me. Down there. There's like 2 matches I care about on whole entire WrestleMania, and I just listed one of them, the IC title match. The other match, I'll get to later on. I do not care about Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Alright? I don't care about Mr. 4 Moves of Doom, Robotic Reigns, who's had a total of 2 singles pay-per-view matches, about to freaking win the world title. And well, he's still green as grass as hell in every category there possibly be. Mike in the ring, his presence, everything about him screams green as grass. But hey, he's gonna be the world champion. Yeah. Meanwhile, Daniel Bryan goes for the IC title, and goes for the US title. But anyways, out comes Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman just goes off once again, cutting a very good, entertaining promo. Again, they do the whole stick of, his mic going in and out. I guess, they're trying to do the whole, CM Punk pipe bomb thing. Every once in a while, CM Punk's microphone would, go off because he's talking bad about the WWE. He mentioned, I think he mentioned UFC, and he talked about, Heyman says that Lesnar has assured him if anyone tries a macho screwjob type scenario that they won't leave the stadium alive. Yeah, no screwjob. So yeah. I mean, just good, entertaining promo. Not bad. Did what it needed to do. Alright, man. Hey, the champion's on Raw. I know. What a concept. The world champion's on Raw. Oh my god. Just 3 weeks before Mania, too. Alright, guys. So next you had this kind of random tag team match. Ryback, the big guy, and Eric Rowan, who I said on Twitter has the best Titantron ever. Okay. Versus Kane and Big Show, the Authority. Relatively short match. Eric Rowan gets the victory for his team. So yeah, Rowan and Ryback beat Kane and Big Show. And then the Queen of Queens comes out and cuts a promo, and she basically yells at them, tells them to get out of the ring, and basically asks them what happened to them. They used to be monsters, and what happened to them? Age and horrific booking. And that's what's happened to them, Steph. I know you're the MILF of the century. That's perfectly fine, but that's what's happened to them. Old age, horrible booking. Thus, them no longer being monsters. It happens. So then we go on to, oh my god. So, Miz is backstage with Wiz Khalifa, which of course they were in Pittsburgh, home city of Wiz Khalifa. Not a huge fan of Wiz Khalifa by any stretch of imagination, but hey, at least they got someone relevant on Raw. That's a celebrity, so give props to be in that scenario. Anyways, The Miz comes up with this idea that maybe they could form something big in Hollywood called The Miz and Wez. So out comes Damien Sandow and says, oh my god. Oh god. I'm telling you, freaking the whole the Miz and Sandow, the whole thing is it's just funny. It's funny and kind of sad that, again, I'm more interested in this feud than the world title match. That's just sad. It really is. But anyways, so, Wiz Khalifa came out, he sung a few songs, sung Black and Yellow, he sung We Them Boys, and then he sang another song that I forgot the name of it. But anyway, Damien Sandow comes out after the performance and is like, yeah. So then we have the Flintstones movie that's coming out tomorrow. Don't give a rat's ass about that. And Brian Saxton interviews the Bella twins, who are going to be in the movie known as the Boulder Twins. Insert Nikki's boob job joke here. They cut a little promo about it. Supposedly people thought it were bad. I was too distracted by how good they looked. So, anyways, so we had AJ Lee versus Summer Rae, and apparently Summer was accompanied by none other than Goodbye, the pointless Cameron, but also Eva Marie. Yes, All Red Everything is still alive. Thank you, God. So, 12-year-old Miss April Brooks versus the Giraffe Summer Rae. The match itself was kind of clunky. You know, it felt like, honestly, even though I obviously make fun of AJ Lee from here all the way till freaking next week, I admit she's good in the ring. Summer, you know, on NXT she looked good ever since they called her the roster, and given this like LOL I don't know how to wrestle gimmick is just like ugh. So the match was just kind of 3 minutes. AJ wins, and after the match, Paige, who was by her in ringside, they gave a little fist pump. How about that tag team match play at WrestleMania? Okay, so we're supposed to hear from Sting. We get a video from Sting, and supposedly Sting says, quote unquote, in the video package, "Game on." If that was Sting's voice, and apparently my voice sounds a lot like Barry White. What the hell? Like, freaking, you gonna tell me that we're supposed to believe that's actually the Stinger's voice? Don't play stupid with me, WWE. You've done this for so many years. Just stop trying, seriously. Okay, so then Lana and Rusev are backstage. They bump into, and yeah, Rusev gets to face Axelmania. That's right, Curtis Axel versus Rusev. Match ends in like a minute. Rusev hits the accolade and wins. Out comes after Rusev cuts a promo. User was stick bashing America, saying that if America had souls, God would spit on them. And then basically Cena comes out and hits the STF for like 5 minutes straight on Rusev. Grabs a bottle of water, dumps on him. It's funny too, because a buddy of mine, Gold Standard 000, you guys know him as Ross, he's like, "Rusev, please don't tap out." I was like, and then literally 5 seconds later, Rusev starts tapping out to freaking Cena. And everyone, including myself, is like, "Congratulations, Ross, you jinxed it." But yeah, don't give a rat's ass about Cena versus Rusev for the United States Championship. Congratulations, Cena. You're going to win the most pointless championship in WWE right now. Congratulations. So yeah. Next you have the New Day versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. The match itself was kind of relatively short match. This was like a tag team turmoil match. I'll get to that in a second. New Day wins after Tyson Kidd was distracted by none other than his wife, who's the cat lady known as Natalia. Yeah, baby. So then we had Naomi come out with the Usos, and then you had a match right then and there. Natalia versus Naomi. Relatively short match. Naomi wins after, again, Natalia being distracted by Tyson Kidd. Naomi hits the rear view and wins. And then I kid you not, this is all in a span of like 10 minutes, folks. I can't even make this shit up. Freaking the Usos have a match just right then and there against Los Matadores, and I'm like, these random ass matches, just freaking, what the hell? This just made a cluster. Usos versus Los Matadores. Los Matadores did a couple of heel tactics in this match, believe it or not. They're kind of like playing the heels. But anyways, Los Matadores, believe it or not, get a roll-up win on, I believe it was Jimmy Uso. So, can we say fatal 4-way tag team championship match? Yeah, most likely. Okay, so then we have Bray Wyatt. He comes out with his little promo. Oh, God. This was, oh my God, where do I go with this? Like, the crowd was just dead. Granted, the crowd was dead for most of the night, but the crowd was just completely dead here. All of a sudden, you hear Undertaker's gong. The crowd's all like, wait, Undertaker's gong goes off? Yeah! Like, all of a sudden, they hear a gong, and they act like, you know, the Steelers just won the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? And then, freaking, there's a sign that says, I think it was like, he will come back at WrestleMania, and then Pickers' voice goes out. You say, "You rest in peace." You know, it's like the man comes around. That's what it said. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden, Bray Wyatt came out with an urn, and it was on, smoke coming out. Now the urn magically is smoking a fire, rocking chair on fire. And I'm sitting here going, okay, Bray Wyatt just several months ago was pissed off at Dean Ambrose for breaking his rocking chair. Taker freaking lights it on fire. It's okay. He just laughs. Hashtag WWE logic. So anyways, so now it's the main event. Handicap match, player. And by the way, the handicap match happens, I kid you not, scheduled like 5 minutes after the show. It was like, I think it was like 8 o'clock my time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern. Roman Reigns couldn't make it Reigns, straight cock fist. Now, as much as I dislike robotic Reigns, this was the first time we saw him all night. Weird. Anyways, Roman Reigns versus the long lost X-Men, Seth Rollins, and handicap match. And all you need to know really was that Seth was looking for the tag late in the match. You know, Reigns, freaking Rollins, Reigns, goddamn, freaking too many R's here. Rollins, Reigns, Randy, you know what I mean? Some R. So Randy backs out of the way, basically flicks off. So this was a funny thing. Flicks off Seth Rollins. The camera's all like this. Like the camera all of a sudden goes like this. So all of a sudden you see like Randy's hands going up, and it's like, gee, I wonder what he's doing to Seth Rollins. Remember guys, PG folks. Reigns hits the spear out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Reigns gets a victory. And then out comes the beatdown of Seth Rollins. Because then it made me think, okay, what was the point of them having a match in 3 weeks when literally Randy Orton beat the holy hell out of freaking Seth Rollins, freaking hit him with the steel chair, bring him to the crowd, throwing him into the turnbuckle, throwing him into the stairs, hitting the RKO. That was a sick RKO on the freaking table. The table spot was nice, you know, it landed cleanly. It wasn't like, you know, some table spots where it was like half of the table or the quarter of the table breaks or something like you see on Botchamania. Like, no, it was a clean table spot. So I'm like, okay, well, at least that went well. So, yeah, no one came out to save Seth Rollins, though. And, yeah, that's pretty much how Raw ended, folks. Overall, not that good of a show. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like some people, and I think I've said this before on, you know, my reviews, is that this isn't going to be the worst WrestleMania in history. You know, I've seen people write that. It seems like every year somebody writes that. Worst WrestleMania history. No, I don't think it's going to be the worst WrestleMania in history. I just think the build-up has been lackluster. Granted, Rollins and Orton's a prime example is building up pretty well. A lot better than the freaking main event world title match, that's for damn sure. But with that being said, it's just, it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. That's sad too, because WrestleMania is, you know, supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be exciting. You know, we all love WrestleMania deep down inside. Now it's like Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker, don't care. Cena versus Rusev, don't care. Divas tag team match. Three women I like, one 12-year-old I dislike, don't care. You know, it's just like all these matches where I just, you know, it's just whatever. It doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. But anyways, what do you guys think about WrestleMania and what you guys think of this episode of Monday Night Raw? Comment down below. Subscribe if you have not. Again, follow me on Twitter. Link will be down in the description box as usual, in case you have not. And I'll catch you all on the flip side, alright? Take it easy, everyone.